2024. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to give my opinion on some videos I've been seeing over the last week. I've been watching JLR Investigates, and he's at the Catholic Charities Rio Grande Valley. He's been filming there a couple of days ago. And while he was filming, he talked to a man that lives there, and it was a homeless man that had previously stayed in the shelter where they're sheltering the migrants now. How do I feel about this? I feel like everybody that's a Catholic and goes to a Catholic church should tell the church that as much as you want to help everybody from other countries, that the people here in our country need help. You're throwing them away to invite people from another country. Hey, January 2nd. This video's been a couple days in the making. Plot twist. Catholic Church collects $1.6 billion in U.S. contracts and grants since 2012. And this article is from 2015. I want to read a couple of little of the paragraphs in here. Catholic Charities USA, the largest charitable organization run by the church, receives about 65% of its annual budget from state and federal governments, making it an arm of the federal welfare state, said Brian Anderson, a researcher with the Manhattan Institute. Government using charities to hide just how much money is going to illegal immigration. July 22, 2022. After crossing and surrendering to U.S. border agents, many migrants are directed to the Catholic Charities, which provide them with hotel rooms, meals, and clothing, and sometimes pays for their bus or plane tickets to their chosen destination. Sounds like a vacation club. Sister Norma Pimentel, Executive Director of Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley, explains that the mission is merely to give a cup of water in Jesus' name. That's not charity. That's robbing Peter to pay Paul. We're Peter. That's more money that the U.S. government, the U.S. working tax-paying citizen, pays to have their country invaded. Oh, it says right there. Who can argue that? Except that the money isn't coming from the Sunday collection basket, Sister Pimentel admits. Her organization is reimbursed by the federal government. It's coming from taxpayers who have no clue they're supporting this operation. And who pay? Texas and Arizona are busing migrants to the nation's capital. Meeting the buses there are staff from blah, 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 blah. A far-left group funded almost entirely. Oh, Texas and Arizona are busing migrants to the Texas and Arizona are busing migrants to the nation's capital. Meeting the buses there are staff from Charties, a far-left group funded almost entirely by government contracts and Catholic charities. These groups hand out gift cards, food packages, direct migrants to shelters or hotel rooms, or help them buy tickets to other destinations. Who pays for all of this? FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, a government agency that funnels money through nonprofits. Well, here's another little interesting tidbit on this one. New York is required to provide shelter to anyone from anywhere who has no other place to sleep. That's thanks to lawsuits brought by nonprofits such as the Coalition for the Homeless. And who might fund this coalition, you're wondering? New York City and New York State. They just got it all wrapped up, don't they? Everybody's robbing Peter to pay Paul. California Catholic Daily. Catholic bishops receive $65 million for alien children from feds. From 2014. The USCCB is one of 9 agencies that receive hundreds of millions in tax dollars to resettle refugees and asylum seekers in the U.S. under contract with the federal government. 6 of the 9 contractors in the religious group, WND, has learned, including the Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Services, Episcopal Migration Ministries, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, the Church World Service and World Relief Corp, which includes a plethora of evangelical groups. The Catholic bishops alone received $65.9 million in federal grants to care for unaccompanied alien children and refugees, according to its 2012 annual report. By contrast, the group raised $1.4 million from its own church members, while federal loans and private sector grants made up the remainder of the $71 million spent on resettlements that year. That means 93% of USCCB's spending on charity work with UACs and refugees was covered by the American taxpayer. So, wow. Did we all learn a little something new? Out of all that money, they only raised $1 million. So, yeah, the tax money is being funneled in more ways than one. I'm going to close this right now, and then I'm going to try to cram all these videos together and make something that you can, get some tidy little, some information to go Google some stuff yourself. And I know that a lot of these people coming from the, Central and South America, they're Catholics. Why don't you just send them to the Vatican City? They got lots of room. You guys have lots of money and you want to help? Invite them into your home, not into America where you're giving away everything that Americans work for. I understand that in the Bible we want to be giving and we want to give stuff. That's true. But this is the real world. 4,500 more people in the school system in New York or Chicago. That's a lot of kids. American kids are losing out on their education. And also, what do you think these foreigners are going to do when their kids come home wanting to transition? That's just going to cause more problems. I really do think Vatican City is best for them. So I wanted to bring you to the, you've seen the buses. This is a letter from April 9th, 2021, and they're talking about helping the migrants. Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley helps people with special concern for those who are poor and vulnerable, like the many people crossing the Mexican border seeking asylum in the United States. Helping, caring, loving. This is the mission. The staff and volunteers of CCRGV make every effort to live by the words of Jesus. Amen, I say unto you. Whatever you did for one of these least sisters or brothers of mine, you did for me. Matthew 25:40. So then further down, and remember, this is from April 21. Recently, let me scroll up. Recently, a contrived video placed on the internet sought to smear the good works and reputation of CCRGV. The video charged the agency of participating in smuggling and trafficking of human persons. The charge is false, which is the popular and trusted fact-checking website Snopes reported soon after the illicit video appeared on the web. And then Sister Norma Pimentel, executive director of CCRGV, also responded immediately. I want to express my deep concern and disappointment regarding this attempt to sensationalize the work of Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley and so many in the city of McAllen, who have consistently worked together to provide humanitarian assistance to the most vulnerable. And then what that video had showed was, despite its false narrative, was a volunteer attempting to transport 3 mothers and their children to a COVID-19 testing site. The families had just come from Humanitarian Respite Center, seen in the background, which CCRGV manages with the help of Sacred Heart Church, the city of McAllen, and many volunteers. The volunteer was doing an act of charity. Charity, in fact, is the main work of the Respite Center. It provides for the men, women, and children and infants who have entered the country to have a place to rest and a warm meal, a shower, as well as receive other basic services before they continue on their journey. Sister Pimentel urged people to visit the U.S.-Mexican border and the Humanitarian Respite Center and to volunteer in order to learn about the wonderful work being done for those in need. Sister Pimentel's full statement can be read there. I'm not going to read her full statement. Well, has never had a child. You know, in the Catholics, they got all these nuns and friars and, you know, Jesuits, whatever. None of them have children. How can they possibly know what is the best for a country, which I would consider, you know, our country is ours to take care of, like our children. They don't have any children. How can they say what's right and who's right and who's wrong? So basically, we have a church filled with people that don't have children taking over our country. They're giving it to other countries. And I know that sounds so unchristian and you know, not very nice, but I'm sorry. We have people in our country that need things. We can't be giving it all away. And them nares from Chicago and New York and Denver, wah, cry me a dang river. You wanted to be a sanctuary city. Now you're getting what you want. I say good for Abbott. Send them all there. Send more there. And then send some to Vatican City. Send them to the places where these people are making these decisions for our country. Send them there. All these people that want to volunteer there at this place, take them to your house. This money should be spent to house American children, American veterans. God didn't just give us this country. People fought and died for this country. And you're just giving it away. Here, look how good we are. Look how good we are. We're going to give all of the stuff. We're going to give everything away. Are you from another country? Come on in. Oh yeah, on JLR Investigates, he interviewed a guy that got thrown out of that shelter. So the migrants can be put in there. No. Something is wrong. Very wrong.